Okay, so this is a video that I wanted to make for a little bit of a while. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to record this or not, but I just thought it's probably good to have a healthy discussion about this, and this video isn't meant to send any kind of hatred or anything like that. And, you know, currently it's about the Wuthering Waves community, and that's what most of this video is going to be about. And, you know, currently I do think the community is in a really good space. I think it's one of the best gacha communities out there at the moment, and I've been in a couple of them. And obviously, you know, if you don't know how I got started, I started off making Genshin shorts and Genshin videos, and I've been involved in the Hoyoverse community, and I know how much they kind of, you know, backlash and how much, you know, they get really annoyed whenever you say anything, you know, somewhat negative about the game. You've seen millions of videos, I'm sure you have, but either from me or from some other people, probably Tectone as well, talking about how bad Hoyoverse has been and the overall community has been. But it seems like Wuthering Waves has a little subsection of the community. I'm saying this is a very small minority. I'm not saying this is a majority at all, but it seems like there is a small minority who are starting to become like this kind of Hoyoverse community. Now, I don't want to say, you know, I'm not trying to start anything massive. This isn't the point of the video. I wanted to talk about this particular video that I released about the Korean audience, and also some of my previous videos and some of the comments I've actually been getting on them, because it's becoming a little bit weird. So in this Korean video, I pretty much talk about their issues with the localization and the mistranslation. They've had a couple of issues which apparently isn't actually that bad. We had some Korean people actually comment down below saying, hey, it's not that bad, but there is some issues and they haven't fixed them yet. Which again, I like to cover on my channel. I like to cover pretty much anything, whether it's positive or negative or in the middle, you know, pretty much any kind of news to do with Wuthering Waves to keep you guys aware. I don't want to like glaze it too much. I don't want to like, you know, miss out a lot of negative stuff and just go, oh no, that doesn't exist, that doesn't exist. I want to cover it all, and I feel like this one of these videos obviously was a little bit more negative to Wuthering Waves, and I feel like every time I release a video like this, which just kind of points out the flaws, you know, that Wuthering Waves has, and, you know, in the video, I'm very clear on how Kuro Games, you know, they fix stuff. They are very quick to go ahead and go, okay, we can change that. And a lot of the video, you know, the point of me releasing a video is to get people talking about it so that they can fix it. And I feel like this was one of the issues I wanted to talk about, this Korean thing. But there was a lot of comments that I had were just like outright racist and just kind of rude towards people. And I've seen it in other videos as well, where pretty much people were saying like, oh, well, I don't really care about Korea. I live in like England or, you know, America or something like that. Oh, I don't speak Korean, so it doesn't really bother me. It's like, that is not the point of the video. I know, like, you know, you can disagree, you know, it's fine for us, okay? For this Korean whole drama or whatever, it's fine for us. Great. But I want the Wuthering Waves game to be good for everyone as a content creator, and I think it's just kind of unnecessary going down to the comments being like, oh, this is just like a, you know, non-issue because it doesn't affect me. Because it does affect a lot of other people, you know, across regions, as some of these comments were actually pointing out. And actually, it wasn't only the Korean audience going on that was actually, you know, having these issues with localization and mistranslation. It was also like people in other countries, for example, I had a lot from Brazil, I had some from France, and also some from like Portugal and other places like that, you know, European countries who don't speak English, who are also having a pretty bad, you know, time with the mistranslation. Now, obviously, it doesn't ruin any of the gameplay, the combat and everything in Wuthering Waves is still fine, but I found it really odd that these users were so protective about the game to the extent where they just like, you know, start being racist, because I had some comments being like, their language is like, talking about Koreans in particular, they're saying their language is only good in K-pop, and that's it. Like, they just threw a full-on shot to Korea saying their language is only good in K-pop, why should we care about them? It's like, brother, are you actually saying that in my comment section? Now, obviously, you know, I hate to see that, and I'll, you know, get rid of any comments that say that. But the problem is, I've seen a really, really big increase of it. And I don't think it's because they, you know, hate Korea or anything like this. I don't think it's like a ton of people who hate these countries that are coming into my comment section. I think it's because I've been talking negatively about Wuthering Waves, that they want to move the issue on by just creating something that people can just go, oh, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine, you know, we don't really care about Korea, so, you know, it doesn't really matter, so Wuthering Waves is still a really good game. When I actually want to talk about these issues that are going on with these other countries, because, you know, newsflash, a lot of these countries do exist, and a lot of these countries do provide, you know, players and also revenue to the game. You know, if Korea wasn't about, we wouldn't have like a quarter of the revenue that the game makes. You know, Korea makes a ton of revenue, including just the whole of the East. They make a ton of revenue and they bring a lot of the player base over to the game, so they do matter. And I think that people just like kind of like downplaying it. It's just like, bro, what? And I've also made other videos, for example, like the PS5 version. There's a lot of people having issues with the whole like gameplay stuff, and people were also downplaying that one too. Now, obviously, you know, they didn't go to the lengths of being like racist or anything in the comments because there's nothing to be racist about. But in the fact of like PlayStation stuff, they were going, oh, why don't they just buy a PC instead? Or why don't they just get a bigger PlayStation? Or, you know, why don't they just turn down the graphics? Like, that's not the point that I'm making, you know? Just because it's an issue that you don't have doesn't mean that it's not an issue for other people. And I feel like a lot of people are kind of just trying to ignore this, like, completely, just to kind of, you know, keep this whole positive image of Wuthering Waves. Now, I love Wuthering Waves. Like, don't get me wrong, I really like it. As you've seen from some of my videos, I do overglaze it quite a bit. And I think that a lot of people have come over, and for example, I looked at my analytics for this video, I've lost subs from it. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad, because, you know, I don't want those people in my channel that are just like overly glazing and want me to glaze Wuthering Waves all the time, because that's not, I don't want to do that. Like, it's really boring. I've done this for Genshin in the past, you know, I made shorts that, you know, only kind of glazed Genshin and only just like talked about them. And it was the most boring thing ever. And I don't want to do that. I think that, you know, talking about the, you know, contrast between positive and negative kind of topics is exciting. And that's what I want to do with the content. But it seems like a lot of people, for some reason, don't like me talking about the negatives about Wuthering Waves, and it is just a problem that I see in the comments. Now, obviously, if there's any creators watching this, then let me know down in the comments if you, or, you know, if you're reacting or whatever, I don't know. Let me know if you guys have had any of these comments, because I just want to know if I'm the only one, and maybe it's the audience that I've catered, because maybe it is. I like, obviously, you know, it could be the fact that I've just been glazing it so hard that I've actually attracted a lot of these people over, which makes sense, you know, it makes a lot of sense, but it does kind of concern me that there is a lot of these people, and that you're pretty much every time I upload a video that is somewhat like, not even negative, it could just be like a problem that I want them to fix, that I want Kuro Games to kind of address and fix. For example, the ban situation, for example, the PS4 stuff or PS5 stuff, you know, messing up, for example, the career stuff messing up, the mistranslation, everything like that. I want them to be fixed. it's not like I'm saying, oh, the game's going to die because of it. No, I'm saying I want it to be fixed. And, you know, that always comes with a guaranteed like 20% dislike like ratio, which is absolutely crazy. And it does worry me that there's that many people. Now, obviously, I'm very thankful that there is like, you know, the other 80% of people who are actually competent and can actually understand the fact that, you know, a game can have flaws. You know, Wuthering Waves is a really good game, but every game has flaws. It's not a perfect game. Obviously, if you looked at the podcast we did recently on Cap's channel, and I think it's also on Ethan's channel as well, we pretty much talked about, you know, our scores and ratings of the game, and everybody rated it a 9 out of 10 mostly, apart from like I think Cap rated it like, what, a little bit lower or something like that. But anyways, most of the people rated it a 9 out of 10, and do you know why they didn't rate it a 10 out of 10? Because it's not perfect. And I feel like, you know, a lot of people do need to understand that Wuthering Waves isn't a perfect game, and that's the main, you know, point of this video, is that you don't need to send hate over to people that are, you know, talking like negatively. Well, not even negatively. I don't really want to say negatively, because that's not even the comment I'm making, like constructively about the game. You don't need to go there and brigade their kind of videos or posts. If you don't want to see it, don't interact with it. That's totally fine. If you don't want to see stuff that's negative about the game, but don't go attack people that are trying to, you know, improve the game and help it by actually bringing light to some of these issues. And I feel like a lot of other creators as well have also been seeing this stuff. It's not just me just being like, oh, I'm being attacked, all that, because like, I'm going to be honest, it's fine. Next video, I'll upload another one, and they're all gone. You know, they all like my video, which, you know, is kind of insane. But every time, it's guaranteed. I know exactly what the like ratio is going to be like. And, you know, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, because it seems like it is turning into that whole Hoyoverse thing, which I know all too well, which I'm not saying it's going to. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's literally just that small minority group of people that are literally just coming in and like brigading dislikes or whatever just because of this. But honestly, it's getting a little bit tiring. You know, I just want to talk about what I want to talk about, and hopefully you guys can understand the fact that, you know, there are some issues in Wuthering Waves, and then we're not just oblivious to this, you know? I'm not saying that the game's bad again. You know, I have to clarify this so many times, because people cannot understand the fact that, you know, you can be negative and positive about a game that you really, really like. I've played so many hours of rinascita, it's absolutely insane. And yeah, it's kind of crazy, but that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about in this video, because again, it's just an issue that I've been having. And as I said, any creators, let me know, or even just DM me if you don't want to, like, you know, publicly say anything, if you've had any of these issues, because again, it does seem to be a little bit of an issue for me, but I'm just going to keep creating content, and hopefully a lot of these people who just like dislike some constructive kind of content or whatever like that will just kind of go away. Or, you know, it's kind of easy just to ignore the dislikes and the whole comment section and everything like that, of people being just rude, because again, you literally just hide and they're gone, and it's pretty easy like that. But I just wanted to talk about it because I wanted to just bring some awareness to the fact that this is even happening, at least on my channel and some others that I've you know, looked at. But again, yeah, if you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and yeah, that's about all I got for this video. So yeah, see ya.